Hello everyone and welcome back to a best of 3 series of professional StarCraft 2. Today it's time for a Zerg versus Zerg, where in game number 1 we find ourselves on Lightshade. So spotting here in the top left hand corner, playing with the blue Zerg drones from Ukraine. And actually, speaking of drones, he's not making any new ones. So apparently the man is starting off this series with a spawning pool at 12 supply. We have none other than Bly. Whoa, that unintentionally rhymed. Literal Eminem over here, his opponent. In the opposite corner, playing with the red Zerg drones from Germany, we have none other than Lambo. Now, I'm a big fan of both of these players for the exact opposite reason. So, at the very least, Lambo always strikes me as a guy who plays the game very calculatedly, very efficiently. He runs the tests over and over and over again to make sure that what he's doing is the best way of doing it. Right? Now, he does cheese from time to time, but definitely not as much as Bly. So, Bly, generally speaking, he likes to mix it in at least a couple of times in a series, right? So personally, I play a lot more like Lambo, I suppose. I try to just grind out the games, and Bly always seems a little bit more free-flowing. Either way, he's already got 6 Zerglings coming up right now. There is a drone on the other side of the map as well, so I guess he plans on building like a spine crawler inside of his opponent's main base? No! Really? This is something I haven't seen in a long time. Now, I'm pretty sure this is... I'm actually gonna back off. I'm pretty sure that little bit of vision right there was just a observer glitch. Because there's no way he saw that, right? Unless he built the hatchery too close, but that'd be kind of dumb. Yeah, so this is what Lambo actually sees in the game. And at this point, yeah, the hatch has already been cast. Okay, so the little graphic we saw just now was indeed just a... an observer error right there. Lambo has no idea that a spine crawler is currently building inside of his natural expansion. So if you're fast enough, you build a hatch, you cancel the hatch, you're gonna end up... Oh, he's even running the Zerglings right now around the Overlord. So Lambo is not gonna find out about this until very late. Normally he'd be saving up Larva right now, but he's gonna go 21 Overlord. Oh no. So if you cancel the hatchery, there's a little bit of creep left over, and if you're fast enough, you can actually start up a spine. So, at this point, I mean, he sees a couple of links right now, I guess, with this OV. At this point, maybe Lambo could start saving up a little bit here, but now that he's seen the spine crawler... This is already what I'm talking about. This is a build that was around for some time, a very long time ago. It's literally scouted just by leaving the Overlord around for a little bit longer, so you can see that a spine is coming up. Not something that we've seen in a very long time. Anyways, even a Zergling right there ends up getting surrounded. Broodlings obviously will spawn out of that hatchery as it gets killed. Drones are pulled away. It looks like the Broodlings will be able to finish off that spine crawler. A couple of drones have fallen down, or fallen at this point, though. Okay, so hatchery has been started here by Bly. Obviously, there's no gas here for the blue Zerg player. Link speed is coming up already for Lambo. He's pulled all the drones out of gas. Honestly, just going for a link flood right now, I think is the best way, right? Because, I mean, you can try and go for an expo here, but already there's a significant advantage right now for Bly. Yeah, I guess the main thing that Lambo has going for himself right now is the fact that he's got a queen out quickly. So he's already got Larva here, I guess, coming up inside of that hatchery. Plus, he's got a tech advantage, right? So he's got that link speed just about to finish up. He is adding on a couple of workers here, but I honestly feel like making links here may just be the better choice. Bly does have a queen right here at the front too. Apparently Lambo took some damage right here on the OV. Honestly, losing this Overlord, pretty sure. Oh my god. Well, I was going to say, if he would have lost it for free earlier, that would be game over. This is really, really bad right now for Lambo, yeah. He's once again stuck at 22 out of 22 supply. That being said, I don't think actually... Has he... No, he should have seen these Zerglings leave. Well, he sees them right now for sure. 3 queens right now at the front. Lambo, though, yep, decides to just pass them by and go into the main base. He'll see that his opponent has started mining a little bit of gas here, but since there's no creep connecting the main and the natural expansion, it's going to take those queens forever. At the same time, all right, couple of Zerglings, slow Zerglings that is, made their way to the other side of the map again as well, and that means that the queen over here also falls. I think Bly's trying really hard to throw this game right now. I'm not entirely sure how he managed to even get to this position. Obviously, what you want to do is put up a couple of structures and then put the queens in the middle of it, so these Zerglings can never go into the main base in the first place. But now all of a sudden, yep, this is what I mean. Now we have ourselves a game. Okay, well, you do need to finish up the wall off in time. Bly only mined 32 gas, so it's not like he's really going to be able to defend this here with his own Zerglings eventually. As a matter of fact, he's mostly just been droning here during all of this to make sure that, yeah, any worker losses right here, I guess, get nullified a little bit, while the queens eventually clean all of this up. One of the Evo chambers gets cancelled right here, replaced with a Roach Warren. One hex right here to the left. All right. So I heard that this series is a lot of fun. It's from one of the recent awardee events. Apparently, yeah, this series is a really good one. And I already see why that is, huh? Going for a proxy hatchery into hatchery cancel only to then make a spine crawler, that's something we don't really see anymore. Okay. Eventually, the link control right here is given up on. Lambo has decided to plant down his third hatchery. Obviously, he's gonna be the one that will have map control for a little while longer, so I can't really blame him. But already, Bly right now has got himself the +1 missile coming. So he decided to skip the link speed entirely and just go straight for the Roach tech. Can't really blame him. +1 missile, absolutely huge, of course. He's gonna do the switcheroo right here. A high energy queen in the back, so he's got a little bit of energy for transfusion. +1 missile is really strong because it can two-shot unupgraded Zerglings. So if you make a Roach right, normally it takes 3 shots to kill a Zergling with +1 missile against unupgraded Zerglings without any carapace upgrades. It's gonna take them all of a sudden 2 shots, you know, after you finish up that upgrade. Anyways. Lambo made a video some time ago about a 30 drone all-in. Where you bring the queens and everything too. Although you would go for a lair. I thought for a second here that's what Bly is going for. I mean, he's adding on a lot of queens. He's got quite a few of them. So basically, in that video, he went really quick lair. He went for like an Overlord creep highway. I love that build. It's one of the strongest ones that you can go for, especially on smaller maps. Unless Bly is anticipating a bunch of like... No, I think he is sending the queens. Yeah. Unless Bly is like anticipating a bunch of like Mutas to but there's no way. No, it's way too early for Mutas. He's got 5 queens. Lair is coming right now. Okay, here come the Roaches. +1 missile, though. It's got to finish up significantly before the one of Lambo. So Lambo was adding on a couple more drones here as well into the third base. But yeah, adding on the spines here makes a lot of sense. A couple of links going around the back. They probably want to try and see if they can surround the Zerglings and waste some of that transfusion energy. But at the same time, the Roaches right here off Bly have already made their way towards the other side of the map. +1 missile is done. So those Zerglings get picked off way easier. And obviously the Roaches of Lambo are also taking additional damage. Queens here on the low ground. I mean, they get just killed very easily. There are 2 spines. But at this point, yeah, just go for the natural. What a chaotic game of ZVZ. What a mess. That's where Bly shines, though, right? I've casted so many Bly games over the years. Even though I don't think this is the ideal way of playing Zerg, because it's going to be very hard to take down the top-of-the-line guys. I mean, Lambo is one of the very best, right? And it seems to be working against him, but it's just insane what the man pulls off in these matches. I mean, we're seeing a ZVZ right now where the queens are on the other side of the map. That would be cast-worthy for, like, many players out there already, right? Like, that is something we don't see in Zerg vs. Zerg. And even though he gets cleaned up over here, the supply count isn't lying. But obviously in this game, he even started off with a proxy hatchery and then into a spine crawler. Like, it's kind of impossible if you're a fan of StarCraft 2 to not, you know, be a fan of Bly, right? Like, come on. That was so sick. This is game over, right? There's no way. Yeah, GG is cold. Okay, and Bly wins game number 1. Alrighty, game number 2 takes place on Oxide. And actually, once again, Bly is not AFK, okay? He's here. He's mining the close-by mineral patches. He's just once more saving up resources to get a spawning pool out as quickly as possible. Alright, 2 for 2 when it comes to going for the 12 pool. I don't think he can pull off that same trick once again that Bly went for in the previous game. Because, I mean, assuming here that Lambo goes hatch first, which, by the way, if this is like any kind of pool first variant here from Lambo, he hard shuts this down. Like, it's just an insta-win for him, pretty much. I mean, then he's gonna be able to produce Zerglings when he sees his opponent, like, running across the map right away. No, okay, so he's once again gonna go hatch first. On this map, can you... Maybe you can kind of squeeze a hatch over here and then still... Yeah, I guess you can still pull it off, but... Obviously, because of the ramp leading up here, it's going to be a little bit harder to manage that. Either way, Bly is not even sending a drone across. It's just going to be a couple of overlords for the time being. He's going to be able to produce Zerglings right now. What's the follow-up? He's selecting drones. Okay. He's got... You see the little circle right there? That means that Bly has hotkeyed right now those workers. Yeah. I think he's pulling the boys. Yep. So 3 drones will remain at home to continue mining for a little while longer. This means that Bly is going for another all-in. This time around, he's definitely planning on building more than 1 spine crawler. So the standard is to build 3 spines on your opponent's creep. Look at the way that he's microing this as well. Skipping that very first overlord, although Lambo right here with the second OV is going to scout that this is indeed incoming at this point. Already, he's starting up whatever he can. So this is the most likely location for spines to come up. He's already hiding 1 drone in the natural expansion as well. So Lambo is very calculated with his approach. Pretty sure he knows exactly what to do, but this is, for all intents and purposes, as close to a build order loss that you can get to. He does start up a spine right here in the net, okay? Obviously, he had 2 drones on idle there for a little while. He's going to be able to produce his own queens and his own Zerglings right now. Spines are coming up. If these spines finish up, I'm pretty sure that's mostly game over, I want to say. If he defends this, though, with minimal drone losses, this should still be very playable. I mean, obviously, like, this is a complete all-in here from Bly, right? Oh my god. Well, there's a lot of blue drones going down right now. The ones in red are also slowly falling. This spine over here is nice because he can send the drones down towards the low ground to mine over there instead. But isn't this spine in the main base in range? Like, isn't this... Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, there's only a handful of workers remaining at home, right? Bly even added on a 4th spine here as well. Spawning pool right now is gone. There's 5 spines here for Bly. What is this then? So he's forcing the drones to mine the mineral patches right here at the bottom of the natural expo. So that's clever. Yeah, if they go to the top ones, they're gonna be in range right here of the spine crawlers in the main. So I don't think that's what you want to pull off. Lambo, in the meantime, sending a couple of his own Zerglings on the towards the other side of the map. Now sends them back home, knowing that his opponent knows, because he needs them actually at home, since the spine crawlers apparently were looped up right there in Vaseline and grease or whatever, because somehow, some way, they managed to come down the ramp. Obviously, they take like 10 seconds to burrow, so there's a lot. Look at these games! Some people think ZVZ is boring. Well, not when Bly is playing, at the very least. What is going on right now? It's a spine crawler battle. There were 5 spines here earlier for Bly. 2 only remain. He's gonna try and actually now burrow one of them right here in the back of the natural expansion to prevent mining. But I guess this is now an advantage here, eventually, for our German Zerg. Okay. I mean, there's still, like, you gotta be careful. There's still... No, there's no way, right? He's actually uprooting the spines right now, though. Yeah, he's gotta be very careful. There's still 4 lings over here. My god, what a mess. Keep in mind, Lambo doesn't have a spawning pool, right? So he can't make any more Zerglings. He needs to make a new pool. Well, apparently there was a little bit of a pause over here. That spine right now is in range of the hatch. He's gonna leapfrog the spine crawlers? I guess? I mean, but at that point, this man is gonna start, you know, poking first. Look at this, yeah. He's slow pushing the spines once again. This should be a hold eventually, right? Okay, there we go. Bly's microing this spine crawler on his opponent's creep. Pretty sure this is a loss, but in the meantime, he is droning. You know what? Bly is droning. Okay. Alright. A lot of lost mining time here as well for Lambo. Even though it's 13 versus 9 workers, Bly is kind of evening this all up. He's got a tech advantage, I suppose, in the form of a spine crawler, so he does start up a queen right now, too. Lambo does have a second base still available. I'm not entirely sure, though, for how long. Fantastic. Alright, one of the spies is gonna go into the main base to try and save the hatch. Drone's now pulled as well. Yeah, he wants to keep this hatch alive really badly. Alright. Okay. Lambo's still paying attention. Sends the OV away from the opponent's main base. Very critical, actually. I mean, the queen might still try and hunt it down, though. Oh my god. This is so sick. I feel like playing against Bly has to be one of the worst things ever. Like, especially if you're already having a bit of a tough day, and then you're like looking at the tournament bracket, and you're like, oh god, I gotta go up against Bly. I'm pretty sure that's what happens, right? You're like, oh my, not again. He's gonna play these mental gymnastics with me where I never know what to expect. I love watching Bly. Oh, there you go. Oh, well, never mind. A little bit of drone drilling once again. And in the end, 6.5 minutes into the game, it's a slight advantage for Lambo, but really not that much. Yeah, it's it is an advantage here for the German player, but I'm just thinking, right? Like, Lambo is one of the, you know, 7k MMR guys, right? Like, he's one of the, well, I don't know where his MMR is at right now. I can actually have a quick little look. SC2 Revealed is pretty good for that sort of thing. You can quickly figure out, like, SC2Revealed.com, that is. So Lambo is currently sitting with one of his accounts at 6,859 MMR, and his peak MMR was actually 7,000 MMR on the dot. This was back in April. 7,000 MMR, like, it's like it's one of the amounts that is basically only reached by like a dozen people, like in the history of StarCraft 2. So Lambo is one of the very best, right? My point is that if this was probably you or me playing against Bly, unless like you're watching this and your name starts with an S and ends with Errol, or it begins with an R and ends with Anor, right? Like, unless those are the people that watch my videos, we'd probably all be dead. Like, Bly would absolutely demolish us. So if you're ever thinking, and I fall into this trap every once in a while, that the ladder can be like kind of like quote unquote boring because there's only one quote unquote best way of playing. You look at Bly over here and he pulls off these crazy things against some of the best players on the planet. Anyways, rant disabled, but like, it's one of the reasons why I do like watching Bly as well. Because like, for example, Zerg versus Protoss right now, it's a bit of a boring matchup, right? It's pretty much always the same opener, as I've discussed many times before as to why that is. It can just be a little bit plain. But then maybe if you watch a couple of the games right here from Bly, you might feel inspired and realize, okay, wait a second, this is also. I don't know what he's doing in ZVP, right? But it's just an example. Bly did make a lot of links here as well. He's got some Bane links too on the other side of the map. I guess this is designed to now kill the opponent's third. The problem is that while this is all happening, Lambo is happily expanding and stuff with like the worker count. So he's got +1 missile coming up. He's going to be able to go for Roaches. And now we're talking 42 drones right here for Lambo, going up against 32 for Bly. Is he? No, you can't. What? No way. Okay. I was gonna say, there's still 2 spines remaining. These spines, they have stories to tell, man. 8 and 7 kills respectively. Some of those were drones. Don't ask them, it's confusing, okay? It's a complex thing. Either way, right now we're kind of in a situation that we saw Bly in the previous game, where Lambo's got 1-1 even coming up right now. He does have a lair already done. He's got Roach speed about halfway done as well. I've got a feeling he's going to be able to go for an absolute killer of a timing attack. With Roaches, with +1 missile and +1, I guess Carapace will be a little bit behind, but he's going to be able to go for a killer push, just with a lot of Roaches. Just the classical 1-1 Roach speed attack, right? The one that we've all seen a million times. And I don't really know exactly how Bly is planning on holding it. I mean, he does have his own lair finishing up. Hello. He does have his own lair finishing up. He's going to go for the 4th gas right now, too. So maybe he can, like... There's no way he's going to be able to get a Spire out. Right? He starts at 1-1 here as well for the... I guess he is going to go Spire. It's the only thing that makes sense if you're going to go 4 gases while making Ling Bane. Yeah, there it is. I mean, unless Lambo doesn't push here relatively soon... Why is Lambo... Yeah, unless Lambo is kind of just sitting back here. He's just waiting for reinforcements. Okay, it's a bit of an anti-timing, but yeah, he is going to go for a push. I thought for a second he was just going to sit back and give his opponent all of the time in the world to go for that Spire. Now, he's going to go for a move out right now. 1-1 on the Zerglings would make this push way easier, and Bly apparently is planning on just blowing up the Roaches altogether, which I guess is one solution to his problem. The issue is, though, if you make this many Banelings, obviously you don't have a whole lot of gas to make Mutas anymore. So even if the Spire finishes up right now, it's not going to be easy. With +1 melee done, these Banes would deal significantly more damage. Already. Did Lambo scout it? Nah, he didn't scout it, but I guess he knew. Or you can, like, you know, you can figure it out. He hasn't seen any Roaches here from his opponent. He knows that it has to be a Muta transition, pretty much. Although he's going up against Bly, so, you know. Maybe he's just gonna go pure Link Bane, man. I don't know either. Look at how cautiously Lambo is playing this game. Oh. Hold up. Take a look, Terran players. This is how it's done. Splitting Marines against Banelings? Yeah, there you go. These units don't even have Stimpak. I guess the Banes didn't have, you know, the roly-poly upgrade. Okay, so 7 Mutas are coming up right now. Bly's going for a multi-layered Wolof, I guess. The problem is, guys, these Roaches, they have +1 carapace. And Mutas are kind of like sentries when they're attacking Roaches here. They're gonna be decent, but, yeah. Eventually, they will theoretically clean this up, but there's no way. Absolutely no way. GG is cold. Okay, game number 3 is on 2000 Atmos, and we have 3 for 3? No way! Bly. Bly. For real? Okay. Third game in a row. Third game. With a 12 pool. We've seen some variety, though, in the 12 pool. If Lambo, by the way, once again, would just open up with a pool first, this would not be an issue. The problem is that Hatch First is quite a bit better. And, yeah, like, that is assuming you micro everything perfectly, right? Hatch First is definitely a little bit better. It's just that it might not be against Bly. Like, even if statistically... Like, Bly has been playing a lot of macro too, though, so maybe that's the issue. Maybe Bly does this when he goes up against a player who's, like, theoretically higher ranked than him? I don't know, man. Anyways, I think we have... I think this is what he did in game number 1, right? Lambo... Oh my god. Oh my god, that drone. So he starts up the hatch at about 120. Lambo has no idea. Cancels the hatch and once again builds a spine crawler. This is so silly. So once again, these Zerglings are not taking the most obvious route towards the other side of the map, but they're purposefully dodging the optimized route right here for this Overlord. So one change that Lambo could also make is like change the routing of this OV to like the quote-unquote inefficient direction, just to try and you know. Anyways. He's seen it now. Okay, so he has had a little bit of time to think about this as well. He's pulling a lot more workers this time around. So, obviously this is a 12 spawning pool, right? So there's not that many drones on the other side of the map. Spine will just get killed here by a bunch of drones, and I guess it already bled out by being off creep for quite some time. Is this good though for Lambo? I don't think it is. I mean, he did that very confidently, so I was thinking that might be the best way of doing it, but... We're talking now... 8 workers remaining right here. No, that's not it. No. It feels to me like Lambo was trying to solve this puzzle on the fly, and he's like, okay, I think this is the solution, but that wasn't it, man. Because right now, Bly has got himself a very nice lead. A couple of Zerglings here sneaking away as well. He knows that there's a few drones that are very low on hit points. He's going to try and kill those. Not happening. Look at the Zergling over here. Oh, yeah. It's going to the surface of 2000 Atmos. I think weaker players would always lose their first OV here as well. I think Lambo should still be able to get it out, but I can 100%, while I'm like panicking over here on my natural expansion, I can imagine I forget my OV. I mean, maybe Lambo actually had that same thing happen here as well. This sucks. This really sucks. Ay. Even the drone right there stays alive. Oh my god. This is a salt inducer of a game right here. I can almost feel Lambo's frustration here. I know he gets like very tilted about these sort of things, and I can imagine, you know, as to why that is. Alright, well, StarCraft 2 is very much so a mental game. Link speed is about to finish, but this time around, yeah. Bly is repositioning the queens. So this time around, it's not like these units are just going to be able to run into the natural and you know, go into the main base. Okay. This map also allows you to wall off quite a bit easier. He's once again skipping the link speed, I guess, right? Okay, can he get a drone? There you go. Ugh, 1 drone, 2 drones, 3 drones? Yeah, 3 drones, okay. So that's actually pretty good, all things considered. At least that makes that link speed not entirely pointless. So now we're kind of catching up here as the blue Zerg in the work account, but I feel like Bly is still feeling pretty comfortable here. Yeah, he's going for the lair right now. He's gonna go for an additional gas guy so he can go +1 missile, which I think he wants to go for. Although, maybe not? I don't know. Oh no, he did go link speed just now, huh? Alright. So he's going link speed with a very... Oh, I guess this is a Spire play then? It has to be Spire. Yeah, he's going +1 melee. Okay, yep. So it has to be Spire, because otherwise I don't think you would go for this. So right now, ooh, Lambo scouts it. This is once again a mind game here from Bly. So in game number 1, he followed this up with Roaches. Right now, Lambo, like, scouts the front. He sees the Evo chamber is researching. He double checks right now to see if the upgrade gets cancelled. But he obviously doesn't see what upgrade is researching in here, right? So he may very well assume, yep, there it is, that it's gonna once again be Roaches. Now, this is a quick Spire. Lair's only just now starting here for Lambo. He does have a Roach Warren, but, like, I think he's gonna go 3rd hatch and just macro his way out of this. In ZVZ, whenever, like, it's Roaches versus Mutas, I will pretty much automatically favor the player that is going for the Mutas. Just because Mutas are easier to play. Like, it's not that Roaches can't be good, it's just that, like, you pretty much always see the Muta player win below, like, you know, the tippity top of the skill level. Now, Lambo could definitely play Roach Ravager into Hydra, Lurker, Viper, and all that, right? Over the course of, like, the next 20 minutes. But the margin for error there is so small. Anyways. He's one of the few Zergs that could definitely pull it off, though. He's saving up a lot of Zerglings right now. He's got the 3rd hatch here. No Roaches has been shown just... Or not a single Roach has been shown here, right? So Bly even started up the Roach speed upgrade, too. I think he plans on cancelling that when the Spire finishes. He probably does plan on cancelling that. Does he? Maybe not. Yeah, he cancelled it. Okay. So he was saving up money right there to go for Mutalisks, obviously, as quickly as possible. And at this point, it's scouted. He's cancelling the Roach Rod. I mean, he had money in the bank. May as well sort of Roach speed just to, like, you know, make your opponent see. At this point, obviously, Lambo is scouting for such things. Make the opponent think that it's going to be a Roach transition. And then all of a sudden, you whip out the trap card, right? You go for the, You go for the Mutas. Okay, so then the 3rd hatch dies. Bly right now is his own 3rd hatch. He's going to be able to continue going here. And there's a big difference in this game compared to the previous one. Now the Mutas are already out before the Roaches get to the other side of the map, right? They don't have... Oh, no. They don't have +1 carapace here in either. So Bly's going to have, like, I don't know, 15 Mutas out by the time that Lambo can think about sending the Roaches across. And that is an absolute disaster. Okay. So what does Lambo go for? He goes for the Burrow upgrade as well as the Tunneling Claws. So this is going to allow him to tunnel the Roaches towards the other side of the map. But I mean, there's already an Overseer. Like, this Overseer is waiting for it. Yeah, I don't see it happening. One additional thing you can also do here if you're Lambo is try and go for like a Nidus network and get the queens towards the other side of the map quickly. But other than that, yeah, like this is going to be very difficult to play. This is Lambo, like if he's just going to plan, so basically he's planning on just dealing some damage with tunneling clawed Roaches to the other side of the map. And he's trying to play the long game, right? So this is him basically preparing for a 20+ minute slugfest of ZVZ. Bly also preparing for that though, already grabs the 4th. The problem with Roaches, right, with tunneling claws, is that like their actual skin changes. So like you can see little spikes on their bodies. So even if Bly doesn't pick up on this, like look at the spikes, there they are. Bly should know at this point. So see, like the Roaches right now are needed for defending, and at this point he knows what's up, right? He should know what's up anyway. He didn't see the Roaches leave, but oh, well, he did, actually. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a tough one for Lambo. This is very tough. For what it's worth, if Lambo happens to be watching this video, I did cast the ZVZ against Cyril from not too long ago. That was a good one. Like the series that he played against Cyril not too long ago. But my god, this is painful. GG is cold. Fantastic series right here by the Ukrainian Zerg. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please take the 1 second that it takes to hit that like button down below the video. That way it may very well get picked up by the YouTube algorithm. I know a lot of people out there may not necessarily be the biggest fans of Zerg versus Zerg, because it can be pretty one-dimensional, but this series certainly shows you what is theoretically possible. Anyways, for now, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you once again in the next one.